thescoreesports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final game of the evening in the ESL Pro League here. Joining me is Pansy and Vendetta for this one. So, Mouse versus Fnatic. It's on Dust2. Have they got a chance?
No.
No.
There we go, guys. Deep stuff. Was told we haven't got long.
Yeah. No, it's going to be extremely rough. Like I said right before we went to break, Fnatic haven't lost on Dust2 yet this year. So
it's a small stat.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only into March now.
Yeah, it's only been 3 months, right?
Yeah.
It's not like Dust2's ever played ever.
No, not too many times at tournaments.
But so it's already going to be a massive task for mousesports to get anything done. And the worrying part is that on that last map, Nico was nowhere to be found. Or I say nowhere to be found, but he was
For Nico
middling.
terms,
yeah, he was middling amongst the plebs on his team. And you can't do that if you're Nico.
When did this come out?
You heard it here right now.
Horrible.
I'm just waiting to see the beta reaction I can get from Moses over there. So, but Nico definitely needs to be the kind of guy who gets 25 plus frags if they're going to have a shot at actually, getting close.
But it was 1917 at Katowice. They had a chance. They almost did it.
Yeah, and how many frags did Nico drop?
A lot.
Yeah.
How many was it actually? Can we?
I could look it up, but
like very quickly. I'm just curious. I think it was like 45 or something.
There you go.
Yeah, 42.
42 kills, and they still don't win.
And they still lost.
That's great.
The best part is that obviously Nico is the one who stands out in that situation, but Olafmeister also had 37 frags.
I was about to say,
that was a
what
very
did
pedestrian
Olaf have?
37
It
frags
was
for him.
because Olafmeister actually, if I recall correctly, and I may be wrong, people can correct me on it, but I think he actually started quite slowly, Olafmeister, and then went absolutely beast mode towards like the later part of the game and started to
When it matters.
Exactly, when it matters, it's the same.
Well, I'm going to cut you off there.
Oh, please do.
Because I could tell you wanted to go on and on
there's so much to say
about the interesting facts, but Mouse and Fnatic are ready to go, so let's go over to the casters one final time.
Thank you very much, guys. It's an absolute honour and pleasure to be finishing things off tonight with the absolute blockbuster of a match. I'm sure it's going to be. You guys weren't able to offer too much, I guess. It was pretty straightforward. It's going to be Fnatic.
You can tell when Venetta's starting to get into like Dracula mode, he just goes straight savage on the
claws
desk.
do come out.
That was unreal. The fangs are bared, calling people plebs.
Yeah.
He's like a quiet, unassuming Norwegian man by day, vicious vampire by night.
First time I've seen someone upside down since being back home, actually. So, but the blood doesn't rush to his head because his skin still looks the same, still white, so that's all right. Anyway, knife round here, and Fnatic have just got Olafmeister to deal with now as well, and he's going to use the choke point rather expertly. Nico now has to come forward, and we'll at least be able to get onto Olaf at the end. So, mousesports to win that one.
Yeah, I mean, but on Dust2, I mean, there's not really a huge advantage on either one of these sides. And like they said, Fnatic, really good Dust2 team. This is going to be a little bit tough for mousesports. I mean, that is the thing. I mean, despite me laughing at the way that Vendetta put it, it is true. Nico does have to go off a little bit for them to have a chance into these matches.
However, so well spoken, and then sometimes he just comes out with something absolutely savage. I think that has more impact than maybe Lee, for example, calling you bitches on the desk every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel that. Like when Halber gets mad, oh, something's up.
When he's got something to say, when he's going to call someone a pleb, it's going to mean something.
Obviously, he's used to them. Obviously, being Baron of Transylvania, he has many serfs and peasants of which he rules over. But this is Nex and Dennis now on the screen. We'll be actually heading over towards the B side here. So, mousesports on the CT side here. We're interested, to be fair, as to what Fnatic are going to try and do. Chris J, though, trying to get boosted up over the smoke, I think, to see towards under, but he gets wrecked by Crims as he comes around the corner. And Chris J, very, very slow to respond to that. And Crims is going to say 1-2, thank you very much. Fnatic are just rolling over the top here with his pistol.
Yeah, they're not shying away from any fight. And I mean, Crims just clotheslines everyone. 3 kills so far in this round, and okay.
All right, buddy, no worries.
All right.
Yeah.
A taste of what's to come.
Cool.
In the immortal words of Shang Tsung, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Fnatic, obviously, easily enough taking that one away. Yeah, Dennis, just a good timing on that shot there. I don't even know if more of a pre-fire than anything else, but it does yield the kill. So we're going to see mousesports now go for Desert Eagles, with the exception of Speedy, who is holding all the grenades. And, well, great start for Nex there as he is tagged on the cross. That would be JW with the scout. Just making his presence known here as Flusher's bounding out on towards long. It's just him, and he's got a player behind him there as well, so he's got some support.
A lot of mid presence for mousesports right now, and because they have so many members on this side of the map, they're going to try and take control of upper B. Push for Nex and Dennis. There's this boost in mid as well. It's getting spammed down, but that's a nice shot from Nico. Dennis now spots out this push, though. He's going to get the first. He's going to stick around to grab the second as well. So that push is busted. Olaf out towards long. He has complete control, and now Fnatic, they can just work their way up cat.
Nico, obviously, down to 5 points of health here. Has definitely seen better days, and mousesports have been corralled, as Lauren put it. I like that word. I'm stealing it. In towards the mid here. It's Spitty and Nico, and Christian not too far off here. So Dennis is happy to keep these guys busy, but unfortunately kind of backfires as Nico does get the shot. 3 points of health now. He got 2 of them shaved off by Dennis earlier on. But Olafmeister is always going to be there to clean up the scraps, and it is a bomb plan. It is Crims. Sat on top of that site, daring mousesports to challenge here. Flusher also is there, so it's only Chris J that can really do anything. And I feel like Nico would actually like to try and save that scout that he's managed to scavenge, and Olafmeister would rather he didn't manage to get away with this one. However, Nico swiftly, he will definitely be heard there by Olafmeister, who knows he's up there.
Another knife? Oh, yep, it's another knife.
Oh, it's filthy.
He's telling his teammates to just stay back. I've got this. And there it is. 2-2 games for Olaf.
Just how to get in someone's head, 101.
Just straight savage. And it's just, what are you going to do? Poor mousesports.
Well, I mean, fair enough. It does make some bank off that as well. Very decent amount. But yeah, mousesports, I mean, it's the psychological warfare aspect of it as well. So Fnatic playing the no-respect game, which they have played for many an era, and they continue to do that here against mousesports. And mousesports, again, they maybe offer up too much respect to Fnatic in some cases here as well. It can cause some mistakes to occur. But again, it's like the Tiger Woods effect. It's exactly as you put it. Sometimes you can be tilted just by seeing who you're going up against. It was a good nade towards Dennis here, and Fnatic are able to push through. And this should be a pretty clean one, of course. Nico still has a deagle, so while the rest of his team appear to fall safe, he still wants to go for the more powerful hand cannon.
Yeah, and he can go for some damage here, but I mean, it's not really going to do too much. So far back, JW even coming up catwalk. He's just going to wait for them to come towards him, but actually JW just kind of dodges it for now. But there it is. Now he spots it out. Nice shot from Nico. Another kill for him with this deagle. Speedy, he only has the USP playing towards long. He's essentially just covering Nico, just saying, all right, I'll take this side. They can't come from this way, but Olaf, he reads that play like a book.
Yeah, it's the audaciousness from Nico there as well. Well, Olaf is just going to turn that away with his own brand there easily enough for Fnatic, and only losing JW there as well. A bit of a minor oversight from him, of course. He checked the A side, he looked at it, saw no one was there, and he went down towards CT. Reasonable to expect him to do that.
This is an interesting choice out of Chris as well, because he had enough money to get an AWP with no armor, but he decides to go with the armor so he can also have the nades, and he's going to be on the scout. So the weaker option in terms of your firepower, but provides a little bit more to his team just in terms of the nades, the Molotovs, and actually he could just get flat out caught out here. He's got to get back into the smoke. They're going to spam through it, and actually there's a big gap in that. He's brought so low. Nade comes out. That's going to get him.
Oh my. Looking at the scoreboard for mousesports as well, MI6 might have 4 new agents at this state. mousesports brushed aside. Chris Day as well just got completely hammered there early on. Olafmeister punished a little bit there for poking around the corner, but Flusher is in there to get the responsive fire as well. These two work in the B site really nicely, and they're setting it up for it. Olafmeister rolls over the top of Dennis here as well. It's Nico and Spitty again. They're trapped in mid. They don't really have anywhere to go. Spitty at least can get back in towards CT, and Nico does also flee in the same manner. So I mean, they're going to save these, no doubt about it. Obviously armor, a kit for Nico, and obviously the gun's very, very important here, but Fnatic as well just don't really seem to care. They breeze straight through, get another clean plant, and I think we'll see them try and get these guns away here as JW. Oh, look at that. He's looked straight towards the boost spot as well. Spitty gets taken down. He said Nico still gets one back, so Fnatic lose 2 there. Nico actually might get himself an AWP for his trouble if he knows it's there, but we can see Cribs is going to be there to make sure it's not picked up, and even Olaf collapses. And 0-4 for mousesports.
This is just a Fnatic that once they choose to move forward, once they choose to enter into a bomb site, there's no fear, there's no second guessing. They're just going to find those kills. They're just daring mousesports to actually stop them and giving them opportunities, just basically taking gun battles early on. Look at the scoreboard right now. That's
I'm telling you.
5 kills for Nico, 0 kills for everyone else, 4 rounds into this match.
Moneypenny will be spoiled for choice. 3 now for Fnatic, pressing forward towards the B side, and Dennis is crushed by his opposite number in Dennis. But Nex at least is able to hold down with the Deagle. And in fact, to be fair, some of the only kills we've seen from mousesports are from pistols, and namely Deagles. Of course, the last gun round was a bit atrocious from them. Again, Spitty and Nico, only 2 left there as well. Nico with armor, and believe it or not, he's got a deagle. I know it's stretching a bit. I know that's a bit outlandish to say. So I'd even say far-fetched, but he's got the deagle, and he's looking for Olofmeister towards him. He's going to see to the head as well, but won't be able to pick it off there. Fnatic breezing through this one as well. You got to wonder if mousesports' spirit was crushed in that last game on Cache, as I like to put it, as I like to troll people. Actually, some bloke asked me to apologise for pronouncing it like that as well, but I refuse.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. Apologize for your
Apologise. That's all right.
Get out of here. Double up setup for mousesports now, though. Nico's got one. Chris J has the other. Also double up for Fnatic between Dennis and JW. So it might slow things down initially. It's all going to be on who gets these picks. And another stack in towards middle as well for mousesports, going for a 2-1 or a 2-2-1 setup here on Dust2. And still Fnatic with these AWPs, you can see it slowed them down, at least encroaching upon the map. They haven't gone anywhere. Flashbang over the top of mid from Crims. Not going to do anything with it, but he's got to be careful. One pop flash from Flusha, and this could get busted.
And the totem pole here for mousesports a little bit flimsy, but Nex is able to pick up Crims. Cat's out the bag, though, as well, and they're just going to have to go their separate ways. Going to have to undo the fusion dance. Dennis goes down to half health now. He's going to pull back towards B. It's only Olofmeister who's very lightly probing in that area, so you can see the smoke up in his way. He's taking his time at B. He will be joined by JW, but here's Chris J. Has the AWP in hand as well, so he's ready to watch this one. He was forced back by a lot of the Molotovs earlier on here, but he's happy to have his AWP and happy to get a chance to use it there as he does take down JW. But still 2 AWPs on the side of Fnatic. Dennis and Olofmeister have them. Flusher and Dennis in mid, and this is good by Chris J. He's managed to turn away another Fnatic player from those tunnels, and that's going to probably force Flusher and Dennis to try and go for something on A. It's only Nico sat there at the moment. There's 3 players are at B, so the quicker they make this push, the better it's going to be, numbers-wise, for Nico as well. Good shot from him. Flusher falls, and it's just Dennis now to back away, probably try and hold on to this one here. 30 seconds to go. You've got to be careful, though, because there are mousesports players all in sundry surrounding here, and Dennis trying to find a safe spot.
Yeah, the big thing that mousesports has to worry about is losing any players here at the end in a 5-on-1 situation. You need to build up some money, and anything that they lose is going to hurt, especially if they can't recover that AWP. It's actually a big loss to them. They want this double op setup, and it just gets punished now, and it's Dennis up next. Dennis against Dennis. This is it. This is it, and Dennis wins it, of course.
It's like Link versus Dark Link, you know? You fight against yourself, and Dennis seems to come out on top there as well.
That battle was always so much fun in that game.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah.
As well, going into it. Oh, I got quite nervous going into that one because I'm like, if I'm really good, then maybe they're really good as well. And maybe I'm going to get wrecked here. Even in the Game Boy games, actually, Dark Link was a feature.
So there is a small loss in that round for mousesports, where Nico is now on an M4 instead of the AWP. All because Chris got a little bit aggressive in lower B, gets punished for it. So small detail that Fnatic's able to come out on top, at least an advantage in that sense. They take away the tactic that mousesports wanted to use on this defense.
Chris J will be up on the corner here. He's moved away from the B site. And he won't be seeing too much yet, but Fnatic will be forthcoming in a moment. At least Speeding's around the corner as well, but JW already gets rid of Chris J here. Will they check this? Yes, in a sense they do check it. A little bit of damage done there. Flusher and Crims both quite low here, but the damage is done. And they force maybe a movement from Mouse in the middle, but look at this Olofmeister. Perfect positioning. He might be able to catch the rotate. Sorry, he can hear a bit of foot steps, and there it is. Next goes down Dennis also, and Nico's trapped in the middle. He does manage to flick a shot on towards Crims, and if there's any man from mousesports we expect to be able to come out with some nice stuff, it's him. But when it's just on the exit, as it has been for most of this series, it's just not enough. Unfortunately, Nico needs the rest of his teammates to lift. And Dennis, welcome, my friend. You're going to get a fancy pair of shoes with phones in them. Or is that Get Smart? I'm not sure.
Well, there's a lot of fancy gadgets in the
gadgets.
various James Bond movies.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had, watch and fancy shoes in some of them.
Yeah, I just remember the shoe phone from Get Smart. A little bit different though. Plus pushing out there as well can spray down Nico.
What's the guy's name from Austin Powers? He throws the shoes instead of his hat.
Oh, Random Task.
Yeah, why not?
Yes, obviously odd job and Random Task. That's brilliant. JW finishes off next, and it is 7-1 for Fnatic. Man, that was a great movie.
It really was underrated.
Some of the names are a little bit outrageous though as well. The fembots.
They kind of have to be.
Yeah. And then Liz Hurley was a fembot as well. I was broken.
Yeah, that was crushing.
Yeah.
Greatest twist in cinema history.
Definitely had me on the edge of my seat. Well, mousesports now spreading out. And Dennis now will be the one going towards B as well. A lot of nades being committed here as well. And Chris J's actually made his way a long way down the corridor. Of course, Mouse want the close angles. They have only pistols here as well. And they're able to claim Dennis, but Fnatic should be able to brush through this. Spitty and Nex have flashes and one grenade between them with flashes, but be careful. Very, very lucky to get away with that one there as Spitty wanted to close the gap, and he did. Nex is on his own here.
This is just so dominant from Fnatic. They respond to aggression so well. In mousesports, I mean, part of it is also, I mean, you do have to say, we do have to point it out because it's just such a huge issue. Kills just aren't coming out in the mousesports way. Nex does find one here, but this aggression is great. It's a good idea, but it doesn't always work, especially if, you know, Speedy's at 0, Dennis at 1, Chris and Nex both at 3. So even Nico, who, I mean, there's not a lot he can do. He's up at 7, but no matter what they do tactically to respond to Fnatic, it's just not going to work if they're not finding the kills.
Yeah, I think we talked about it back on a case, actually, Moses, fundamentally here for mousesports. You know, you got to build your way up. It's a pyramid, right? The high-level stuff, the tactics sit at the top, but if you don't have a strong foundation there in terms of mechanics and just being able to go one-to-one in skill against Fnatic, don't even bother about the top. The pyramid, JW, just floats around the corner. Seriously. Chris J is like, well, brilliant. I didn't know we were playing surf server, but that's fine. Now Crims now presses forward as well on towards A. JW just cracks it open.
JW at times just looks like he's playing a completely different game than the rest of us. And that was just sick. Gaining speed, bunny hopping up a catwalk, finding that kill. So well done. Next is going to get a dink down. Not going to be able to find another knife. Another knife? Oh, flusher.
Flusher, scumbag.
Come on.
Sometimes I think JW sees the game and he's trying to collect all the gold hoops. You know, run around the place. That's maybe how he sees it. I'd love to see it the way he is. I think it's bounced through.
So dirty. They're not even prepared for it.
I mean, I don't know who's going to be prepared for that one there as well. But sometimes you do see that. It's characteristic of JW to just go for some harebrained stuff there as well. And that's the reason why it works, is because he's the only one who does it. And it's very much just based off his spawn or how he's feeling at the time. Do I feel like really pissing mousesports off? Yeah, I do.
Right now, it just looks like Fnatic's ready to go like back to whatever it is they do on this break that they're having after Katowice. They're just like, all right, we'll come in, we'll play these matches, we'll knock them out, we'll get out of here.
Well, it's not a big break in between Katowice and Major coming up as well.
No,
so
it's not.
I'm sure that they definitely have their sights set on that one as well, with old mates Val putting a little bit more of an injection into that.
Yeah, about another week, I believe, before most of the European teams will probably start traveling.
Yeah, like they need any more money. But Fnatic as well. The desire to win has always been what's kept them moving forward here. I don't think they really give a crap about the Dosh, but
now it's just mousesports. I'm assuming this is a tactical pause out of mousesports. Down 1-9, trying to figure out a way to slow down this onslaught.
I think actually Olaf Meister's called the pause, and he's talking to Crims about taking a kill away, saying, "What you doing?
Taking away his knife kill."
Yeah,
he's like,
what he
"Listen,
said to
bro,
me. Let's just time out. Let's just have a chat about this first. What you doing?"
When you see on the radar that I'm about to get a knife kill, you stop shooting, even if it means you're dead.
We're talking about the comms from Fnatic. They're quite efficient.
Yeah.
I feel like pretty easy to put that together. Probably like a bunch of, they're probably just grunting each other as well. Like that's all they really need to say, and they know what they're saying. It's kind of like me as a teenage boy, but for some reason my mother didn't really think that was an efficient way of communication. She wanted me to use words. Don't know why, but maybe Fnatic have managed to.
Well, and look at where that's brought you now, using your words.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, Mum. No, Australians are all asleep right now. So, yeah, tactical pause here. I mean, we can have a look at the scoreboard. We can see here as well, kills-wise. I mean, again, Crims, Olafmeister, Flash are really putting in the work here. And JW, a couple of flashy plays in. It is Spitty and Dennis. Again, they had a really bad first map, and this is consistently now being carried on to the second here. Dennis obviously opening up with a team kill and a pistol round, which is just not a good way to start. And both of those guys here having some issues.
Yeah, I mean that's an understatement. And in mousesports, at times it's just crazy because it seems they have players at a point of contact. They've had 2-on-1 situations, 2-on-2s. They had that crossfire out towards long at one point with Chris J with the op at corner. One member just outside a pit, and they still couldn't get any kills from it. So it's just all right. At times we are in position to make things happen, to have a solid defense. We need to get the kills. It's still not happening. So that's more or less probably the conversation that's going down is just like, come on, guys.
Yeah, and it's kind of just anecdotal analysis. It's not even really like I'm adding anything, but it's FPS 101. If you don't get the frag, you're not going to win the game. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how much flowery language you want to apply around that.
We call that John Madden analysis. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus, Nico, still with a deagle.
Adamant on that one. To be fair, he's definitely yielding results with the dig. Unfortunately, a lot of his teammates struggling to replicate that particular performance. But Nico can be counted on. Unfortunately, Nico hasn't really had enough time to have a gun, an actual rifle in his hands, because as soon as mousesports get them, they're quickly whipped out of their grip. Nico again challenging, 34 points of health here as well. So you can see he's just trying to see what he can open up, and already having picked off JW, he's definitely done his job in some part for the round here. And mousesports concentrated more towards the actually other side of the map here, and Spiddy's actually pulling out of the A side as well. Fnatic just pushing onto this one, and mousesports maybe want to retake as a unit here. They don't have any utility to work with. They do have a kit on Spiddy. I'd be surprised if they all save here.
They might just, I think they're going to try and flank out towards long and catwalk and just try and gain some advanced positioning. Maybe try and get some exits. Actually, as I said, that Dennis and Nex saying no. So maybe just going for a mad rush up catwalk, seeing what kills they can find. Speedy gets one here. Grim's still on the bomb site. They have no real chance of winning this round, but they can at least do some damage. Force some rebuys out of it. Either way, Fnatic has plenty of money. It's not really going to matter too much. Like, yeah, Flush is at 16K, JW's 16K, Olaf's at 15. All right, never mind.
Yeah, mousesports got around in, I think, after Fnatic got their 5th, so it's literally been another 5 rounds since then. So mousesports, conversely as well, the round loss bonus that they can use to buy in a little bit, but it's a filthy amount of money for Fnatic, both in and out of game. And they have 3 AWPs here. Why not? Channeling their Innovertus Pro. It worked out for them in part, or at least on train anyway. And we've seen Fnatic go for 2 more AWPs in some situations there. Flusher tried to press that corner. It's because he didn't bunny hop in and get the flick towards the head that Spiddy was able to take him out.
Yeah, but look at JW's position. Oh, he just barely misses that shot. Rare miss from JW in this matchup, and it looks like he's going to go for it again. And that time, Speedy punishes it. Nico going for a jumping op shot. It seems like the defense of the same bomb site, they're no longer in the site. They're going to run right through this smoke. Nico's down here. He's going to try and find something. It's Chris J out towards long with that first kill. Down to just Dennis and Olaf. Mousesports, they can't afford to lose this one. They have such an advantage here. It would just be crushing. And Dennis is still looking for Chris J, but he's not going to re-peek it.
Yep. Fnatic at least have the money to buy up here. There's smoke in towards CT because Spiddy is sitting in there as well, just watching it. This could be interesting. Dennis pops down. Going to re-smoke that one, actually. A little bit further in, actually. So peeking up at the top of the smoke, there's no gap. I mean, I don't know what he can see, but I don't see a gap, personally. And Spiddy just backing up. You can see the respect he gives here. He's giving a lot of room towards Dennis here as well. As I thought Dennis would smoke deeper and actually be able to pick the bomb and get away, but there's a pick on towards next. He should be pushed now, yep. Fairly straightforward. Mouse at least gets the refrag and gets this second round of the game. A little bit late in the half for that, but still.
4 kill for Speedy in that round, so nicely done from him. Now they have 3 AWPs to utilize. Nico, Dennis, Chris. And it'll be interesting to see if Fnatic goes back to the double up, because I mean, JW still has 1,400, yep. So 2 up setup for Fnatic. Gonna go for one of these picks in mid. You gotta be careful though, because actually they can get challenged very easily by mousesports now.
Yeah, 3 AWPs for Mouse. So I have to see if Fnatic are as bold, peeking into some of these longer angles. This Flasher's gonna flash out towards long. Nico and Spiddy are right up close. They do have an AWP with them, holding close, but look at Flasher. He's able to get up in their faces with Spiddy. I think he's probably quadrupled his kills in the last round and a half. There's Nico as well. Just the nade going to crash in towards him. That's definitely going to hurt. He has armor, but still, it's pretty much a direct hit of that one. He is able to burn Crims down with the Molotov. And another nade comes crashing in. It's down to 20. You can see mousesports really valuing that position from Nico, and Fnatic really want to dig him out of there. Another shot missed by Nico, and now the smoke is going to allow Fnatic to come forward. Spiddy had the idea, wanted to go in and get the flash, but JW to shut him right down and said, I don't think so, son.
I'm waiting for one of these no-scopes from JW to just hit from that range. Be incredible. Yeah, this is just Fnatic. I mean, not doing anything tactically, and it's just, you know, let's just go find some fights to take, see how they turn out, and we'll go from there. They are in a 3-on-4 situation. Nico's brought low. 3 of the mousesports member have an AWP though, so if Fnatic is able to find their way into a bomb site, it's going to be very, very difficult retake for mousesports. So JW is going to have mid control. He's going to work his way down, try and split and cut off some rotations, and essentially what he's going to do is attempt to isolate Nex and Dennis in the B bomb site and let Olaf and their own Dennis have a 2-on-2 battle.
JW inching forward here. I think it was last round that he was actually quite far forward down mid, looking in the same direction. There's Dennis. Shuts down Dark Dennis. Or Good Dennis. I don't know which one is which, actually. It depends, I guess, on the score. I know Olafmeister's picked up Dennis. And there's next on towards JW here as well. 3v1, and Olafmeister has the bomb at the very least, so that's something. But Mouse now just deciding how they're going to spread out. Of course, they need to split this a little bit as Chris J backs off towards CT, and Olafmeister goes a long way around. I mean, Fnatic have the money to probably buy until the end of the half at this rate, but we'll see Olafmeister save that AWP. No need to risk it.
Yeah, they're able to buy up through this whole losing bonus as it builds up. JW still has over 10,000. So he'll be able to drop some weapons if needed. I doubt they go back to a double op setup with this kind of a situation. They're just going to pass the op over to JW. Olaf will go back to the 8. Oh, he still has the op, so never mind.
He's going to have a go. JW shot down, straight down mid through smoke is not going to connect, but Chris J will stand and watch it for a while as Olofmeister wants to open something up towards long. And it's a Molotov thrown in by Nico as well, just to make it a little bit toastier up in bedroom. Good for those cool winter months. Spitty will also be joining him as well. So those two combined pretty well last round, actually. All the King's Horses and all of Fnatic weren't actually able to shake mousesports out of this position. So you can see Nico Adamant now staying here, stalling out. Molotov in as well as a flash. JW's trying to work mid as well. That was a bit dangerous there. Olofmeister almost had the shot. For now, at least Nico able to get away. Did take a little bit of damage from that. A lot of utility being spent here just to keep Olofmeister under the thumb, Moses. It's probably the third flash I've seen here. There's been 2 Molotovs.
Yeah, they're giving him so much respect. 2 members still dedicated here. Nico and Speedy still out towards long. Finally, Nico starts to rotate off. Chris J is going to be on catwalk. He has an angle, but he gets flashed off. He'll be able to fall away, but he doesn't have a smoke or a Molotov to block off sandbags whatsoever, so JW is going to grab an angle. Bomb is still undecided. Middle of the map. Flusha watching for a B push, so a lot of options available to Fnatic right now. But neither team being able to find any kind of advantage. Chris J is now in CT spawn. He gets smoked out, so he's going to go over the top. Now peeking towards mid. He's going to swing out, but Crims finds him in the smoke.
Easily enough here as well, and that's Fnatic. That's maybe the starter's gun going off here. You can see Nex a little bit far forward there, strangely enough. He will be picked up by Crims, and Flusha makes his way on towards that B site, and that'll be a bomb plant easily enough. It's Nico and Spitty. Very much split apart here on the map, and Spitty using those barrels just to protect him from being spotted through mid. I think it was Dennis down there, who is very low on health, but still a threat. And Spitty now just trying to back away with this one. He knows that mousesports will be wanting to try and force up for the next round, of course, so if he can hold on to this, it'll be better. I'm pretty sure mousesports were in an identical position at the end of last half as well. They were in the last map. I think
Yeah, well, I mean, they have to buy into the next round, and they have, like, nothing. Nico's got 50, Nex with 800. They're not going to have a whole lot of money to play with. So, yeah, it's going to be another sparse buy. So, Speedy, actually, this is really important. He saves us. Dennis is low. Speedy's going to get that kill. Now he's given up his position. The question is, can Fnatic get there in time? The bomb's just going off now, and I think Speedy's going to be okay to get away with it.
See Flusha trying to flash himself in the longhouse, thinking Speedy might have relocated there. So last round of the half gear, again, a similar story for mousesports as to what we saw in the first map. Dust2, their performance no better than on Cache. Double AWP here still for Fnatic, of course. After Dennis dropping, he brought that one back up for himself. And yeah, scoreboard tells a lot of the story. The fact that Speedy was at the bottom and now at the top, it's not a rap lyric. It's just the way that mousesports' kills are very, very low. He's at least had a good couple rounds, but unfortunately, there's always one player stepping up from mousesports at this stage, at least tonight. They need more guys. Simultaneous firing of those pistons is how they get the engine started.
I like this boost. Gotta be careful inside that new platform. Oh, JW. Just flicks down, goes for the guess, and almost lands it. Olaf and Pit. Nico's gonna get aggressive behind it. It's a headshot angle. Would have been perfect for his deagle, but Olaf finds him first. 5-on-4 situation now. JW still battling with this M4 with Chris J on B platform. Nothing coming of it quite yet. Deep smoke, or no, just a flashbang, excuse me. Smoke towards mid, and now Fnatic can just readjust the situation.
JW might opt to push out onto mid again. See what he can do, harassing guys at CT as a smoke there. And Dennis expecting something surely at some stage. Just trying to settle himself here. He knows there's probably going to be a push through mid. He knows that Fnatic knows that that's the weaker part of their lineup at the moment. Speedy getting a little bit toasty. So Molotov thrown by Fnatic, who do have all 4 grouped up and ready to make a push here from short. Lacking Olofmeister, but definitely not lacking firepower in general. They're going to drop down towards CT as well. Beautiful combination. Flusha gets on towards Nex. He will get traded out there, Dennis, but only Dennis and Chris J left. Chris J has nothing but a scout, and they're both stuck in CT, which is probably the most oppressive position on this map to play for a retake. It's very difficult. And you can see why. Dennis tries to get the angle up, and Crims is going to find him. Now Chris J just threw the smoke. Very much just swatting at flies at this stage as Fnatic are just going to dance around him and pick him up there. So a dominant half for Fnatic. Again, 12-3. mousesports, again, not really seeing anything from them. We're not seeing maybe that spark that put them so close to Fnatic at Katowice, of course, when a tiebreaker. This is disappointing, I guess, for them. I mean, coming off a good tournament.
Yeah, it's just, this is... We see this from Fnatic every once in a while. They get into this mode, especially after tournaments where they're just kind of running around and they're just letting the talent shine. It's hard to read. It's hard to deal with because you never think that this kind of aggression. One of the strengths, you can see it on this map as well for Fnatic, is even when they spread out, they're putting so much pressure on different locations on the map, and then just instantaneously they decide to execute a mid-B split, and all of a sudden they're on the B bomb site. There's no way for the opponents to read it. There's no way for them to rotate a player or cheat a player over to defend against it. It's just kind of, you have to make a play, and it's just so difficult to stop against these 5 Fnatic members because they're so well coordinated, so well timed.
Well, let's see what they can do here, of course. Pistol will pretty much be the last hurrah for mousesports. If they lose it, it's pretty much game over here, and it's Olofmeister who's already got himself in towards lower. You should be able to hear the footsteps of mousesports making their way across. Crims is lightly tagged up there as well. He's able to throw a grenade, but that's to no effect now, and he just needs to dance around the boxes, but Next finds him. Olaf now coming from behind. This is a pretty quick flank from him, and should be able to catch some players off guard, but he takes a heck of a lot of damage himself, and Next is able to put him out of his misery. JW next up to the plate. Fnatic filtering in one at a time, and I think JW realised that as he has just backed away. There's Flusher coming through. He's going to be helped out by Dennis here as well. And mind you, JW sat there as well in the doorway, and Fnatic now just get the retake. They turn this one around. It's just Spitty left. It's a 1v2. Spitty at least makes it that even 1v1 with the bomb down. Flusher needs to get aggressive onto this one as well. Both players taking a bit of damage, and Spitty trying to play for time. It's not going to be enough, I think. Fnatic should be able to take this one away. Flusher finds the bomb eventually.
It's underneath the body.
It's underneath body. That's unfortunate. He's spamming that key. I think he should be able to get it.
That's a little bit scary.
That's pretty unfortunate. Oh my.
He doesn't have it. Oh my lord, that little bit of not being able to find the bomb ruins it for Flusha. Ruins an incredible retake. There's no way mousesports should have given up that retake. Yep. It's actually incredible that in that situation, it was what, like a 5-on-3 situation, and they almost dropped the ball there.
When you see they managed to turn Olofmeister back quite easily as he tried to flank them from tunnels, and then JW just sort of sat in the doorway in smoke, and somehow it all went to a bit of a mess there for mousesports. I think like a 5v3 they almost threw. But they got the round in the end. It's 4 for them.
They seemed like so scared to take battles, and they were just like running into the gun, and now Flusha with the CZ can do some damage, gets that first kill, can't recover time to do the second. But he has so much info with the death cam. He knows all 4 members are here, so look at Fnatic. Look at how they've rotated. JW is going to get into lower B just in case they fall back, but there's 3 members of Fnatic in the A site just waiting.
Olofmeister were almost anticipating Mouse to push quite quickly down long, but they sat back for a moment as the smoke was up. Olaf may have to reposition in a moment. He'll see Nico just around the edge of the smoke. Another smoke comes in as well. Easy enough. Olofmeister was happy with the one. He backs away. He's got his value for now. And he's slowed up mousesports as they continue to press forward. Spitty with the AK deals with Dennis, and Crims tries to peek up for a bit of a boost with the Deagle, but doesn't connect the shot. In fact, I don't think any Fnatic players are up on this A side. They're going to have to wait for JW to come for a bit of a flank, but Chris J has spotted him out as well. With the scout, he's able to deal with him, so it'll just be Olofmeister now as well.
Got so dangerous. mousesports just turns it in their favor at the end, but they gave up some really early fights that Fnatic loves. Those one-on-ones that aren't able to get traded out. Olaf here, it's a long range to Next. Can't win that one. So 12-5, Fnatic's going to be on a save into this round.
Losing Flusher there earlier on, who was up on the A site. They had 2 players in CT and 1 trying to make a wide flank around. So mousesports had the utility at least to stall any of that kind of push out, and Fnatic unable to get that signature sort of eco win that we know that they can get. Chris J has kept himself the scout. Not connecting that shot though is a full save for Fnatic here. Just stock standard USPs, nothing else. Let's see if they can show us some magic here as well. As Spitty in towards along with the rest of his team, and Chris J will be bringing up the rear. There might be a pick up mid eventually, but that would have been JW a little bit later on. So smoke comes in. This is a very, very standard push towards long for the entirety of mousesports here, and Dennis has made good thoroughfare. I mean, we'll deal with Crims pretty easily. Gets on towards the bomb, sprays down Flusher. And again, when Mouse are on these anti-ecos, they generally are quite clean. The problem is, as soon as guns get back in Fnatic's hand, it starts to go south again.
Yeah, this is going to be the test, isn't it? No deaths taken, so at least they build up some money. But now it's all on. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a lighter buy out of Fnatic. They're not going to have that AWP quite yet, so at least mousesports has a little bit longer of a reprieve from that. And they're going to have to take advantage of this. Before that gun comes out, they're going to have to rack up some rounds. Chris J, I mean, he even knows the situation. They're so far behind that he can't even stick with the scout. He has to upgrade, and he has to make an impact here into this.
No more free rounds for mousesports. They managed to win the pistol, and this is where they've gotten off of that now. But Fnatic picking up those guns again, and with grim determination, they return to the battle. It's going to be JW and Crims up on that B side. I see Nico actually doing some massive work on long. That's 2 players he's managed to take care of so far. Dennis will be the only one now sat there. Very, very low for it, but Nico doing some serious work, and this is good for mousesports. A chance for them here.
This is exactly what happened at Katowice when they played on Dust2, is that Nico is just kind of like doing his own thing, finding a couple kills every single round, finding 2 to 3, and the rest of his team is on the other side of the map just kind of holding it down. So that's at least a good start. A little bit promising that Nico gets these 2 kills here, especially against it was Olaf and Flush, I believe it was.
Yeah. 2 very key names for Fnatic, falling by his rifle. And the other 2, obviously Crimson Dennis, have forced to spread themselves across this map. So mousesports, again, taking it slow here. This is good. I mean, this is potential to propel them further forward if Fnatic don't go for some sort of force later on. And we know what they can do in force situations. It's pretty scary. That's why mousesports have been offering them quite a lot of respect all the way through this, really. Especially if we think back to Olafmeister getting hammered by about 6 flashes and 3 Molotovs. Struggle for him now, but Dennis has to hold down the fort, but the other Dennis is going to take him down. And they're probably still arguing who the real Dennis is, while Crims is sitting over at B, and he'll just try and get an exit here or save his gun, or both.
Yeah, but he's trapped in. Speedy's going to be on top of the stairs. He's going to find that kill. So a 7th for mousesports now. Building up some money, making a little bit of a comeback. So it's all in the next round when Fnatic is going to have that full losing bonus when they'll have the AWPs out. Is mousesports going to be able to handle that kind of pressure?
Yep.
So one more round before mousesports really has it laid on him, and you can see a little bit of upgraded weaponry for Fnatic. Crims, JW each with Deagles, Flusher with a P250 and Nade. They're going to try and get a couple kills here just to start whittling away at this money that mousesports has built up.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to be piece by piece for them at this stage. Obviously, next round, getting those guns in hand is going to be helping, but if they can flick some fiscal disadvantage towards Mouse in this round, it'd be a damn good start. I'll help them out a bit more as Nico's flash, but isn't going to stop him from pressing forward through the smoke. He's looking for a spray. Doesn't connect any of those shots here as well. As Fnatic do have an assortment of pistols, of course. CZ, P250, a couple of Deagles there as well. They have exhausted all their nades that they brought into this one now. So this is the A hit coming in. There's a couple of players set up on short here, and this has worked once already for Mouse in the anti-eco scenario. But Olafmeister is going to catch Dennis now with the USP. Chrisday responds though and picks him up. But this is a bit of time for Fnatic to get in position. We see Crims on the lower side.
Yeah, I don't think they can see Olaf over the flames, but now Crims, he could snatch ahead here. That would be huge if he's able to do it. Speedy's watching for that flush, and meanwhile gets a kill. And the bomb is getting planted, but 3 members of Fnatic are going to be storming up Catwalk as soon as the smoke dissipates, and actually Next just lays a new one down. So now they're going to have to run through that if they want to make any kind of impression on this round. They do have an AK onto Flusha, but they can go for this. There's still plenty of time left if they can bait properly and trade this kill off and not take too much damage. Now's the right time. Flashbang hits JW all, and they spray them all down. Speedy and Next there. Ensure that no danger comes. So an 8th round for mousesports now. But now it's the real test.
Exactly. Speedy had a half a second early warning there as his flash actually thudded into the head of Flusher, I think it was, and he was able to get the spray down. This is the real test as well. And I mean, mousesports, you see him in the second half with, what, 6 rounds or so. You know that, those gun rounds have been a problem for them. Unfortunately, that's kind of the idea of CSGO. You're supposed to buy rifles and play with them, and if you can't win with them, you're not going to win the game. It's double AWP for Fnatic here. As you alluded to earlier on, it's Olafmeister and JW in there now. Some of the old aggression coming out from Fnatic. Olafmeister straight out towards short. Again, no respect. He's hungry to get back into fragging mode here, and he does start that off nicely. Speedy will drop a slight tag towards Olafmeister, but definitely not enough to deter him from continuing to come forward. And that's a stunning nade actually on towards Next. Takes him down to 43.
Yeah, Olaf using the smoke of mousesports against him. And actually, here's Nico coming out mid. Great damage onto Crims, but Flusha bails him out of a tough spot. The rest of the attack is coming in towards the B bomb site through the smoke. JW misses the initial shot. Not going to miss that one. One more to deal with. It's just Chris J, although he does get 2 with the Tech 9. Oh, and he dinks him as well. But what is this? He's almost sudden making this possible. There's the 3rd kill, and now JW is so low, and he gets that one as well.
Could be Dennis versus Chris J now. This could be the ace. He's at least going to get the bomb plant. 19 points of health. But mate, change back to the Tech 9. You had more success with it somehow against the odds. Chris J with 4 of the Tech 9. Stunning stuff from him. And good bit of composure in a very crucial round. Unfortunately, the tide of Fnatic players pushing into B was too much for him to handle in the end. Unfortunate for Nico there as well, actually. He would have had Flusher with that Molotov pressing in towards the B doors if Flusher hadn't just popped the smoke down a second before him. But this is Chris J. Stunning from him.
Yeah, this is sick. Just so measured with that Tech 9. Really well done. And then a little bit of a letdown in the end there as Dennis was just there so quick, and Chris didn't know anywhere where he was coming from. Had no indication of what was up next. Now fast towards long for mousesports. They Molotov off that smoke so no one can peek wide around it. Flusha jumps into it though. He burns, but he just still jumps through and gets 1. Dennis as well. Good advantage for Fnatic here. 4 on 3. They smoke off Catwalk, and they sustain a little bit.
Now last round may have broken the heart of mousesports, but not the back yet. We still have Chris J with an AWP in hand, and Dennis wants to press forward as well. Spray over towards CT. And other Dennis is at least going to get word of that one as well. He replies and does take out Dennis. Chris J now has the press out from long as Dennis's nade actually caught on towards Next as well. So a great little passage of play from Dennis with 2 ends. Yes, that's how we tell them apart. And there he is again, finds Chris J. So he really lighting up there. 4 kills for him as he was initially caught in an awkward position, but turns it around beautifully.
Yeah, now double up setup for Fnatic. Essentially for free, that second op was at least. And the money is starting to dwindle on the mousesports side. At this stage, it's not a huge issue because they just need to win out anyway, so it doesn't matter what their money is they're going to be buying here. But at least for the last round, they have all the utility they can need. JW gets tagged down to 28, and actually Chris J gets hit towards 86, so not too much damage dealt. Olaf going for a wide peek, but then he's got to be honest towards the lower B tunnels.
How does JW respond to getting tagged through the door in mid?
Peeks again.
Peeks again. Ridiculous. He definitely wants that frag, but he won't have it for the moment here as mousesports are elsewhere. They're actually set over towards bedroom, and they managed to pick up JW there eventually. So that was actually Chris J sitting right up in spawn there. So a little bit of cockiness from JW, going to work against him here, but normally it works for him, so you can't blame him now. Dennis looking for flash, and the flash comes in. Dennis was full flash, but still manages to convert the frag. And now mousesports are set up on towards A as well. And they might not know it, but it is free for the take. And they actually could have gone straight towards the A bomb site, but they're back out towards Olafmeister here. Sit themselves inside Longhouse. Precious moments for Fnatic to actually adjust to this and get in position. But they want to go for Olafmeister as well. He does get Nico with the pistol. Now mousesports pulling back out of there. Maybe going to B, but that's the only part of the map that Fnatic have members in. Chris J, I think, has been their scout looking for a bit of information, but I don't know how much he's gotten so far.
This is just a gamble out of the remaining 2 Fnatic members where they're saying, all right, we've had so much pressure over towards the A bomb site, and maybe they'll assume we rotated and they just kind of come back into the B site where they think it's empty and we're just here waiting. So if they plant in the A site, it's just going to be a save out of Dennis and Crims.
Yep.
So no big deal. Gamble's not going to work out for him.
Interesting there is Dennis and Crims able to hold their nerve and just stay put on that B site. Maybe now they'll see if they can pick someone off who waltzes in towards CT. Mousesports to get the plant here as well. Time ticking down, they'll be able to get their bomb plant, of course, and we'll have to see now as Fnatic sit back on this one. So Mousesports at the death of it. Obviously, tough couple rounds for them the last few. They're picking one up here. I think monetarily speaking, Fnatic after this save as well.
Yeah, they're not sitting too well. If these weapons both remain saved, which it just looks like they're going to, Dennis might be able to drop an M4 over, but more than likely, I think he's just going to be able to drop a FAMAS.
Yeah, JW
will be able to buy. He'll be able to buy an AWP if he wants it, and then it might just be 1 or 2 pistols on the Fnatic side.
So see if they do try and save out. It's unlikely, of course, as they probably want to bolster what they already have arsenal-wise, the AWP and the AK-47. So bomb's going to go up, and Mouse's chances of winning this one do also slightly go up, but they've got a long road ahead of them here as well, and Fnatic are poised to take this one away. And would be a strong 2-0. And this is tough for mousesports. I mean, right now, games like this mid-season are the real games that decide whether they, do well in the grand scheme of things or not. You know, I don't really know if they're going to be qualifying for finals now with the quality of teams we have in the top 5 or 6, especially going 1-7 tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really tough, especially if they can't pull this one out. Like you said, it's starting to get to that point where some of these records might just be too tough for them to overcome. Either way, Nico all on his own towards the B bomb site. The rest of mousesports going to work their way up catwalk. Flusha feels no pressure over towards long. Speedy's just going to stick back to watch for any kind of a push. But the next person they will meet is going to be Dennis with that AWP.
Yeah, and I think as soon as Flusha pressed up on long and didn't see anything, Olafmeister brought himself back on towards that A site there as well. So he'll actually have a dual hold. He'll sit in goose with Dennis on the site itself. So they can stall out. It's a Molotov there thrown by Olafmeister himself. And mousesports have already demonstrated a tendency to want to try and funnel as many members as they possibly can on towards short and for a quick A take with a lot of members on the ground. But they're going to play it a little bit slower here. Fnatic don't have the utility to stall them out any longer. So they're going to have to receive this push here. Dennis has the AWP, he's primed and ready to go, and of course Olafmeister will be sat around the corner with the FAMAS, so quick drop in towards CT. JW shuts it down beautifully. He was over at B, and that was Dennis just trying to get set up on A, or at least for a mid to B. Not going to work out, but now they're going to pressure towards JW. He flashes and he pushes the door. Chris J catches him though. He was still able to see the Crims. How long can he hold on for? Obviously not long enough. Nico will finally shut him down. It's a 3v3, and Fnatic going to have to play the retake here.
Yeah, goes for the wide peek, gets punished. Nico is very far back towards T-spawn, right outside the B tunnels. All 3 members of Fnatic, no one is coming into B, so Nico's going to be out of this fight. It's going to be all on Chris J and Speedy to hold this off. Molotov's going to help out. But when does Fnatic decide to go? They have 1 flashbang on Flusha to work with.
And a kid on Dennis as well, and they're probably going to have to use it at this stage. Spitty. Seen better days. I think he just took a little bit of damage there from Fnatic. So yeah, one flash, one nade. And Nico had already come back to join the rest of his team there. He's going to have to respond quickly as Fnatic move on towards the site. Chrisday turns his head. He gets Olofmeister, and that's nice work. Spitty, Chrisday, and Nico all getting one frag of their own. They do stop Fnatic from pushing in, and now Fnatic have to save.
Yeah, they close the gap. 10 rounds for mousesports now. Fnatic back onto pistols, and I doubt they invest very much of anything into this round. Maybe a flashbang to see if they can get creative, see if they can steal a couple weapons, get a couple kills. But mousesports closing in on making this comeback into a reality. They're very, very close. There's going to be one more buy run for Fnatic, and if they lose that, if mousesports is able to take it from them, then they will have gotten up towards 13, 14 rounds.
And after a nightmare of a first half, mousesports did what they failed to do on the CT side. They not only won the pistol, but they won that first gun round as well. They got themselves 5 rounds straight off the bat, and they've been able to tussle with Fnatic for the rest of them. Speaking of tussle, JW coming second best there against Nico as he tried to press himself in towards mid, of course. Deagle's being brought up here for Fnatic, so they're trying to use him as well as they can. I think it was actually Dennis just getting copped through the wall there, but that was stunning. Crims picks up next. And he's going to be holding on towards long here as well. So Fnatic have to play this one relatively patiently. Olofmeister is able to scavenge a CZ, but he's punished for that one as well. Chrisday hasn't left spawn yet, as he knows there was a presence for Fnatic on those pistols, wanting to use mid as a thoroughfare to the rest of the map.
Yeah, Chris actually tagged Olaf twice through the door, so that's a couple of very nice shots. High accuracy there in that segment, at least. In mousesports, the whole map to work with. Dennis is all the way in the B bomb site, very committed. Crimson flush out towards long, so heading up catwalk, they're gonna probe into the site, and they're gonna find that it's very, very free.
Spitty press forward, a bit enough smoke to allow him through. In fact, the utility was kind of wasted as Fnatic have really just stepped back on this one as well. They're going to hold on to those Desert Eagles, and they've got a flash on Crims. Unlikely they're going to try and use them there. Dennis, not too bad at all. A couple taps to the head of Flusher is definitely going to get the job done. And Dennis and Crims will sit back on this one. I'd be very, very surprised if they try and do anything. Crims just wanted to get himself safe passage around bedroom here. Interesting if he challenges this, maybe just to find someone peeking too far out. So mousesports bring it to within 3 rounds here, and they've really laid the groundwork in this second half for a bit of a comeback. But again, one more gun round, like you said, and they'll be right back in it. But Fnatic, one more gun round for them, and then, well,
and they're going to be on map point, so yeah, a little bit tough. And Chris here, see what he can land. He sees one close up, saw the gun poke out, but Nico ends it anyways. Dennis, last one left in the B bomb site. No one's even near him, not much for him to do, so he'll bring this Deagle. The armor is the important part. We'll bring full armor into the next round, so we want us to rebuy that. So pretty smart of him just being patient in this B bomb site. That's $1,000 he doesn't have to spend into this round. 14-11, and actually another save out of Fnatic, so this is good stuff.
I guess that Deagle investment plus the utility we saw them bring, plus a few of them actually had armor. So double scout, CZ, double Deagle, and one smoke. And that's going to be used instantly to try and protect him from Chrisday, who will savage them quite heavily last round. But as they're going to push on towards short here as well, it's JW and Dennis in towards mid. And there's no way that Chrisday can actually see that part of the map from where he stood here. So Dennis can actually get up nice and close. JW will be watching lower tunnels as well. That's Nico, who will be challenging him there as well. Dennis has got so far up already, but not able to complete on towards Spitty. Not even getting any damage across. That's not a great start for Fnatic here.
Look at how passive everyone from mousesports is playing. Don't want to deal with that at all. Speedy actually just gets tagged up by Olaf of that scout. Now he crosses over. He's got one close, one far back. He actually tags Chris J through the door. And now he sees them getting very, very close, coming out mid. So he falls back. He's got some teammates here in CT spawn. Flush and combines for that kill. And actually, he looks like he's going to run right through it, go for another. Not able to do it, but he does salvage an AK-47. Continues to try and take the fight, but blinded, and JW falls on catwalk. So now mousesports should have this A bomb site.
Yeah, Olofmeister actually managed to do a lot of damage towards mousesports, but then just got a little bit greedy coming forward and flashed out as well, so not much he can really do there. Flusher finds the head of Chrisday. The pixel shot is real, but Nex was already set up on A. He wanted to plant. He took a break from that quickly to deal with Flusher, and now it's just Crims with the scout. Nico and Spitty are within 1 hit range, but Nex, who's had a very big round himself with 3 kills, is not, and he's quite happy to be focused down, at least for a moment. 100 points of health and still some utilities for Crims now. Looking for options here. I think he got the shot there. Beautiful from him, really. And now 3 players for mousesports, incredibly low. Crims would love at least one, but he gets pressured there. Nika comes in with him. Tech 9, and we'll finish off Crims.
I can't believe he landed that jumping scout.
Yeah, I was pretty sick.
All right,
and I couldn't even, all I could tell was because his opponent's model was flashing red. I couldn't even see the shot. It was so quick.
Yep. So JW with the AWP, Olaf M4. That is Flush Crims as well on the rifles. So Important buy round now for Fnatic to try and get back into this. They have only had a stretch of 2 rounds won in the middle of this half. Since then, it's been 4 straight for mousesports. They've had a lot of struggles slowing this down, but that's going to be a good start. JW finds Nex, and that's not the battle they wanted to be taking with Chris J there with one op, Nico with the other. They don't want Nex to be taking that fight. Molotov is going to force Chris J out of position.
Oh,
Got to run the gauntlet, and JW picks him out of the sky. So a good 2-man advantage for Fnatic.
it's like Takeshi's Castle trying to get past JW there. Impossible to run that particular gauntlet. As Nico picks up JW though, at least, and Mouse have some presence in mid. It might be a mid to B now with CT smoked up, and Olafmeister has no option to boost up on boxes or to get a look at this. Will he press forward? He does, of course. That's audacious play from the man, and he almost gets Nico as well. Now only 2 warps left here for mousesports and 2 players. Olafmeister again goes through. This time it doesn't work out. Nico pulls out the Tech 9 and puts a stop to that nonsense. And Bomb will go in the direction of B, and Flash of Dennis pounding it down mid as well. Really important for Fnatic to close this one out properly now. Nade could be quite nasty here if it comes in. Doesn't connect onto anyone really, and already Fnatic wastes no time getting onto the side. It's Dennis in the back corner. Flash, he does have that Molotov. He's got to be careful. The shot missed by Dennis. Crucial stuff from the man. And he's not able to finish it off here. So Flasher with the kit will be able to get the defuse, and match point comes up. At least mousesports can buy.
Yeah, using the cover of that grenade to get into this bomb site so quickly. Fnatic did not want to allow them to position for that post plant any better than what they were in. Tough place to be, and that Molotov comes out at the last second.
JW says to Flasher, Flasher, I know you have an AWP. Can you just get mine? It's
the Dragon Lore,
okay?
yeah.
It's my magic wand, please.
It's the Elder Wand.
15 to 12. Fnatic on match point now as well. mousesports, fortunately enough for them, have got themselves a bit of buffer in rounds. At JW, it's slammed down, and classic JW goes for the re-peek again. He's like, he won't expect me to peek again. And last time they didn't quite work out. Chris J is still chilling in spawn.
I would imagine that JW at some point, they're just going to put him in the B bomb site, back plat, at a headshot angle with this low HP, but of course he's just going to stay here for now. Olaf going to be close up in mid. This is a really, really precarious bait and switch setup they have because JW can't take a single bullet. So there he is. He just fires. Now he's going to get into the B bomb site. Olaf, though, it works so well. The pharmacy goes for the knife as well. Almost gets it.
Speedy gets the double. JW, I think, tried to get involved in that fight. Being so low health, it didn't quite work out. If anyone's going to go for the knife, it's probably going to be Olaf now, and Crims has to fend for himself on this side. But the famous work is real for Fnatic so far. He gets one, and that's probably not too bad, as he's given time for the rest of Fnatic to rotate through. Again, Flasher and Dennis go together. This is the rescue squad, I guess, and Flasher is going to do just that. Bomb is loose. Chris J has to cross to that with nothing but an AWP. Might be searching for a better weapon here, but actually Fnatic pull back.
He was searching for Dennis. He has no idea where the second player is, and yeah, it is a little bit curious that Fnatic pulled back out of that. Now Chris J, he has a position where he has to cover. He has to isolate. They're doubled up. He tags Dennis through him, and he goes for the second peek. Misses that shot. All on Dennis, streaming out of the tunnels, and Chris J's going to land it. Keeps mousesports alive into this match.
Oh, that first shot coming away from Chris J really sealed the deal there. Dennis was down to about 13 points of health. It's strange that Fnatic didn't press the advantage there. I'm not really sure what the plan was. I guess they saw the bomb go loose and they thought, we've got some time, maybe we can go from another angle. But then, of course, Chris J gets the plant, gets the shots, and the round for mousesports, bringing it to within 2. And Fnatic were in such a fragile economic position, and look at this buy.
Well, they've been immediately reset after a one-on-one, so they knew they'd have to double save no matter. So they go and they try and make something happen here. They invest into it. Flusher with the CZ can only get one. Good thing that Nico puts him down there. There's Dennis with his own. Trades going back and forth, but they work themselves in the favor of mousesports.
I'm hoping to connect here as well. There's no low health mousesports players left, so we can't really cherry pick any of this now. Grenade was coming towards him, and Chris J was ready with the AWP, and it's Crims 5-7, armor, helmet, and an objective. But only one route to go forward here is Spitty as well. Just going to smoke this one up. So going to make very, very hard. He definitely expected Crims to be on the flank. Crims just pushes through smoke, of course. Not too worried about that. Chris J is going to be there to greet him at the other side here. So we are on the precipice of an overtime if Fnatic can't close things out here. We sat at the desk, Moses, talking about mousesports and how the performance against Astralis was nothing short of shocking this week with only 4 rounds. But again, a repeat of Katowice might be in the works.
Yeah, it's looking like it. On this Dust2 map, they appear to have Fnatic's number just a little bit, which is so crazy with how this match started by Fnatic. Just on fire, just no respect, crushing mousesports across the map, and actually they're just going to run right into each other. And the pistols come out. Crims with 2. He gets a third as well. There's still a third member here. Dennis hiding behind the smoke, CZ in his hand. This is just so Fnatic to win this round.
Oh, you're kidding. Surely Dennis coming forward now as well. Finds Spitty. It's just one left. Oh, my Lord. Dennis is going to be able to get away with this one at least. He's flashed up, and he at least has the bomb. 2 Fnatic players left now, and they have to try and get an idea of where Dennis is. It's unlikely that he's going to press any further in towards the B side. Fnatic go for something a little bit different here and may have gotten themselves the win, but it ain't over until it's over. And Dennis still healthy enough with an AK. Molly in a smoke to work with you. Wants a peek towards this one, but Olafmeister wants to give himself a close angle, so he sidles up against the wall, waiting for a sound cue, waiting for any indication of where Dennis either is or is going. So we can work off that one. Quickly to A, Dennis. Correct decision there as Flasher and Olafmeister now know that as well. They're going to head in towards CT and try and get there as soon as they can. But Dennis will be out of plant.
The question is, how much time does it take to clear out this bomb site to get any kind of information, maybe fake plant to lure him out?
Oh, we didn't see them. Gets the plant down at least. So Flasher and Olafmeister now can creep their way up, and Dennis will have to check this in just a moment. I'd like to think he would. He does see Olafmeister as well, picks him up. Now Flasher has only a CZ. He might try and go for something crazy, jumping up and down. Dennis Molotov's what he expects to be the angle of approach from Flasher, but he's actually still sat back now. Up on top of those bins, a little bit of damage. Traded both directions here. Flasher doesn't have a kit as well. Keep that one in mind. He tries to go for the challenge, and Dennis will secure the overtime here. For mousesports, there was a bit of concern as Fnatic got quite close up without Dennis spotting them, but eventually did check that CT.
Yeah, and then a lot of time spent by Flusher just jumping up and down, trying to get a fortunate shot with that CZ. Either way, though, you could just see Fnatic in those rounds. It's incredible how they always manage to pull them into their favor, and they normally win those 2-on-1. So Olaf and Flusher there, they're getting it was a little curious them walking up that ramp. I would have expected them to go up catwalk because that's the exact thing. You're at such a rough fight in terms of elevation. It allows basically for isolation of those one-on-ones for Dennis, and he does it perfectly here. And they're not even checking behind him whatsoever. They're assuming full-blown that he just goes over towards rail.
Yeah, he sequentially peaks and effectively cuts Flusher out of any sort of crossfire or trade. So quite easily. I mean, Dennis has all the ability in the world to decide whether it's going to be a 1v1 or a 1v2. It's just not a fun angle to play from. Anyone who's been there would know the same thing. It's like I have to play from CT to try and retake. It's just super hard angles to try and hit there. So interesting here. mousesports have brought it to overtime. This is definitely more than anyone really would have expected from them as well. Every time we pass to the desk and ask them about it, they would sit there and be like, well, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think it's going to be an easy win for Fnatic. And we had to agree that mousesports have exceeded expectations. And let's see if they can exceed Fnatic's score now heading into overtime. Olafmeister looking straight down the mid.
A nice peek, though. Experienced peek from Chris J with that AWP. Just the slightest bit of his shoulder, and Olaf takes the shot. So Chris J can grab the angle safely, and now it's Olaf who has to be a little bit more passive. Catwalk play from JW and Dennis, though. Fnatic not taking control of long. Going to use this smoke. And they're just waiting for some kind of pop flash to pounce, and there it is, but they missed their opportunity. Nades out towards lower B. Dennis, from mousesports at least, doesn't take too much damage whatsoever.
mousesports have been very elusive for Fnatic in these last few moments. As they haven't really made any big moves across the map at the same time. I mean, Dennis, I think, is the guy that they've sent forward to try and rattle the cage and create an opening, but really he hasn't been able to do that himself either yet as well. So jump across the middle there as well. Olafmeister forced well back and has taken a decent amount of damage. So that's the opening maybe for mousesports. It's probably a mid to B, smoke in towards CT, or at least they're trying to simulate such a move. Molotov right on the corner in case there's a Fnatic player wanting to hold close, but no one being forthcoming right now. And mousesports, for all the will and wanton world, they haven't actually been able to take a player out of that Fnatic lineup yet as well, so they are going to have to push in towards this B side. And you can see the Flusher and Dennis are super close by. They've already come across some ace, so they've got a good idea of exactly what the plan is, and Dennis is able to catch his opposite number. He goes down.
Yeah, now Olaf's going to chime in with 1 and a second. 6 shots from him. Blinded up. He gets a third on a Speedy. It's clinical, and Nico was in T-spawn.
Yeah. Don't know what the plan was there for him. Yeah, okay.
I think he crashed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he crashed because he didn't even buy anything into that round. We didn't notice that the whole time.
No, I thought...
I was so intent on what was happening.
Because I was like, yeah, mousesports aren't making any big moves around the map here. And well, that makes sense.
In-game leader crashed.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait for Nico to reconnect here as well. Great time for it to happen, of course, is Fnatic already getting that first round away. We can check this out. This is Olaf just doing Olaf things.
Yeah, I mean, that's just good stuff. Actually, this was just a really good adjustment from the Fnatic defense with 2 members on catwalk playing aggressively like that. They've been punished a couple times by mid to B splits, by B plays in general. And having those 2 players on catwalk, it allows for a quick flank out mid. If they go that route, you can easily defeat that mid to B split. Or through tunnels, if they choose to go that route, you get there very, very fast. It's an extra 5 seconds or so before the normal timing of it. So a good adjustment from them to punish whatever mousesports was doing. but it doesn't really matter when Olaf gets, just shuts down the whole attack like that.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of decent rounds from him, but with the AWP, maybe not super convincing in a few moments in that second half. Of Fnatic, of course, a little bit quiet on the CT side. D-Man will probably talk about this one a little bit later on, but we do have, obviously next week, kicking off on Tuesday, we've got some more Pro League matches for you guys. It's going to be week 5 kicking off. First match is going to be Na'Vi versus Dignitas, followed by SKG2. So all through the week, of course, NA and EU Pro League is going to be kicking off. You'll be back home for that, I assume, as well?
Yes. Yes, I'll be returning to the land of Counter-Strike, North American Counter-Strike.
Oh, yes. That is, I guess,
Top
one way to call
Dutch.
it. Yeah, well, we were sat at Meltdown last night watching some of the NACS as well. It was good for me to see the Renegades boys play and Moses finding a wall to bang his head against. But we're back anyway.
I wanted to get drunk, so good reason to drink, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just more motivation, I guess, with whatever drinking game you would like to use. But either way, Olaf Meister now looking down me. We're back, of course, in case you didn't realise that Nico is returned to the virtual world to join us on this magical journey. And a very slow opening here from both teams. It's mousesports again, playing as if Nico had disconnected again. They did a similar thing, really just sitting back and focus on mid, but they're slightly starting to put 2 players in towards mid. It's Dennis and Nico. We'll try and get up close towards JW. That was a pop flash, easy as you like, and they can probably pull away with that one. They'll be happy to get the kill. Dennis is very, very low as well, so it's HG grenade not coming quickly enough there to actually pick him off for Fnatic, and Crim's very, very low there as well.
He is a player they feel confident leaving in this B bomb site all alone. Molotov reaching Olaf somehow at the top of the box. He's got to be a little bit frustrated with that. Jumping back up top though with the AWP. He sees one, but a little bit too quick. He goes past. Now Crim's really going to have a lot of pressure put on him. He's got to do some work. Pushes up towards the tunnel. He's inside the smoke. mousesports still hasn't found him, but they've got to assume he's here.
Yeah, Dennis is out towards the side, but Crims gets some great value. Gets 2 kills from about 10 points of health, and yes, Dennis is finally able to shut him down. But he's really made things a little bit harder for mousesports here to hold against a Fnatic retake. They're all going to be going together. I've only got the one smoke to work with here as well, so it's just going to be them getting in and grinding out some kills. Dennis is set up in the tunnels, and Olafmeister now wants to go in. He wants to try and smoke out that back corner in case anyone is sitting in that little vantage point there. No one will be there. And Nico and Next, they managed to deal with Olaf, and Dennis is just flushing out to make it happen. He'd love to get a clutch here, of course, but it's not going to be enough. He thought about spraying down, but couldn't get the frag, and it's 2 for Nico, 2 for Next, 1 for Dennis, and another round for mousesports here as well in this overtime.
Yeah, 16-16. Double up setup for Fnatic in the last round of overtime. No reason not to spend the money you've got. Meanwhile, on the mousesports side, I believe it's going to be Chris J on the AWP again, so 2 to deal with. JW, the hyper-aggressive style, so he's only had to deal with Olaf so far in overtime. JW might do something a little bit different to catch him off guard. Olaf's actually brought his up out towards long, and this is exactly where mousesports is going.
Perfect.
Dennis with that nade, that could be huge. He's going to follow it up with a knife out for some reason.
Yeah, he did eventually switch towards his M4, a little bit too late though. However, he's done about 1.5 plays worth of health damage with that nade. That's okay, so you know, we were talking last night actually about damage done by players not being a recognised enough statistic. You know, we're always looking
ADR,
at kills. And
average damage per round.
yeah. You know, we don't really regard assists as being as important, even if someone's got 200 plus ADR. Not always recognised. So, good on you, Dennis. Good damage, bro.
Could have got more if you used your gun.
Yeah.
Oh well. Olaf and Flushin now out towards long. It's still smoked off. The bomb is still here from Next, but Nico and Speedy have made their way to the other side of the map. Maybe a little bit of a diversion. Put some pressure on Crim, see what they can come out with. He's just waiting in the B bomb site. Chris is still spotting for any kind of aggression. And both teams spread across the map. No real indication of what's coming next.
The possibility of victory for mousesports becoming more and more real with every passing second here. Getting that round back from Fnatic. Now into the third of overtime here. Looking all right. Got to keep it an even ledger, though, at least as they come forward. Nico, well, he's well on his way to doing that. He does pick up Crims, and JW just stepping outside of the B site for a moment. This is actually not where Mouse are pressing. They're pressed towards mid. It might be a bit of mid to B eventually. That close little corner for JW is going to yield 1 kill, but only 1, as there's no one at B here for Fnatic. We might even see Flusher push aggressively out of CT. He's been stopped for whatever reason. Olafmeister has a small gap to look through. We can't see anything now as Flusher has to go up on his own. Again, Fnatic are going to try and hit this site with minimal utility. It's just 1 Molotov. Flusher are going to wait for Olafmeister to try and simultaneously peek it, but there's 3 mousesports players ready to defend this site. But it's going to be 2v2 for the moment because Nico's kept out of the action. He's looking towards lower, reasonably enough. So let's see, Molotov comes on in and actually doesn't help Fnatic out at all. In fact, it pretty much throws around for them because they can't get inside, smoking the way. And that bomb just ticking on away. Spitty finishes off Olofmeister. And Flusher now has to just try and make something happen. 10 points of health there. At long range, trying some CZ action, and mousesports get the round back.
Yeah, that Molotov just a couple inches too short there. It lands on the boxes and, yeah, shuts off
Super
that other
awkward.
choke point. A little bit unfortunate. Weak toss, Olaf. But still, mousesports, nice T-side in overtime in that first half. They get 2 rounds. So 2 more, and they're going to take this match, looking for 19 to be the victor. But this is the half that they really, really struggle. Actually, it's pretty incredible. Both teams, 3 rounds.
Struggled
each.
so much on CT side. Yeah. Very, very average second half from Fnatic as well. We didn't expect it, but, you know, before we knew it, you blink and mousesports were drawing within a couple rounds of victory, and now blink again, and we're in the tiebreaker, and the Germans are 1 round up. They'd love to split this series. It'd be an absolute dream for them right now, of course, as they are languishing towards the bottom side of the ESL Pro League European ladder. Maybe not even thinking about qualifying for finals, maybe just thinking about staying in the league and continuing to get this valuable experience. And JW not seeing anything in mid, though, now, as we do see mousesports, of course, on the CT side. Crims is forced to, may have a bit of a baptism of fire as he presses on towards long, but at least Fnatic able to get 3 players in that direction.
Dennis as well ran through it, so he's down to 50. Olaf is the only player over in V tunnels. Maybe turn this into a little bit of a lurking role once a hit over towards the A bomb site commences. But he's just spotting for any kind of push-up. There is another stack in middle from mousesports. That is Nex and Dennis.
That was a very nerdy nade from Flusher there. We'll have to see where it ends up. It's up in mid, so nicely done. Straight on the box, of course. Saw him line it up.
Well, that's the perfect counter to the stack that they have going on right now. So a little bit of nade damage comes through. 1 more smoke on Catwalk. This one's not guarded by anyone. It's a little bit of a ruse, maybe to make them feel like they're not exposed. But this boost could come into play. But oh my God, Fnatic! Of course, they're ready for it.
Flusher and Dennis peek into this one here as well. Fnatic, they need the next 3 rounds to win here. Otherwise, we'll see a second overtime. So I'm going to press on forward. It's just Nico now. Not in a great spot. Really having to get the 1 spot and try and get away. He actually misses the first one. He's not given enough time to escape. His Crims are just going to spray through the smoke and claim that scalp. And Fnatic will have no problems pushing onto this A side and getting the bomb down. This is it. Both teams, CT sides, very lackluster in this game. Fnatic, consistent with what we saw in regulation time, are going to get their round back here with the bomb down.
Yeah, the biggest goal for mousesports here is Chris J needs to keep this AWP. Gets that 1 kill onto JW. Now he's just got to survive. It's not about getting kills at this point. It's just about keeping that weapon. It's so expensive in overtime. They need to have it. And Speedy here is under a lot of pressure, but pop flashes out, jumps. He gets 1 blind, but there it is. Crims, perfect teamwork. And now Chris J is getting too close to the action. Thankfully, he doesn't take the shot and give up his position.
Yeah. I mean, Fnatic were quite low there as well, and Chris J might have had an opportunity, but he definitely needs to hold that, of course. Getting to the 3rd round of a half in overtime is always a little bit dicey. Chris J, though, Crims pokes out and actually puts himself into the fire there. So 2 for Chris J at the end of that round. Fnatic still maintain the AWP here as well, as do mousesports, which is probably the most important part here. And you can see money fairly average here, as a lot has been spent. Spitty, Nex, Nico, very, very small amounts for them here. And this is why you save. You see how much money Chris J has, and that was purely off the back of saving his AWP. mousesports now pressed forward again. Fnatic look like they actually want to go in the B direction here. They've got 3 players. They've actually left the bomb at backyard. So just going to see if they can find something as JW finds a bullet right between his eyes. Nico was watching that corner long before he got there and is able to pick him up now. So Dennis and Crims group up towards mid. You can see them on the right there. And there will be a little bit of a welcoming party for them. Chris J's there. This is Dennis, and Chris J wakes up. Gets another frag. Just as well he kept the AWP in. The double AWP seems to work out quite well for mousesports here in turning Fnatic back.
Yeah, 3-on-5 situation. Fnatic really has nowhere that they can go on this map. They've been beaten up everywhere. Now mousesports can just play this very, very standard. Nico, he's just going to take 1 shot, or if he gets flash, he's just going to fall back towards long, group up with Speedy, make sure they have long control, and that's going to be a disaster for Fnatic because Olofmeister is the only one there, and he has the bomb. He's got a long route to take all by himself. They want to have an impact. Even a Molotov coming out to slow down Catwalk. Clock's running down, 50 seconds left into this round.
It was a very, very important round at that as well. Winner, obviously, going to match point. It's Flusher and Dennis there, very much sat up on short. They're going to try and pave the way towards his bomb site, but Nico and Speedy are actually going to have to hold from long and try to go the retake. But Nico, no, trots himself back into position. And we're trying to watch the cross here as well. That's a very, very important shot to be missing now. He's going to get a second chance. And he unscoped at a bad time, but still gets back in and picks up Flush. And this bomb is going to take its sweet time getting towards the side. Another chance for Nico to actually get a pick, and he does. Olafmeister falls down. Nico doing so much work with the AWP in this round. 3 kills for him. Chris J, of course, got 1. And mousesports, glad they saved 1, of course, in that last round. And they take it 18-17 now. Fnatic, can they hold on?
Yeah, now what an interesting turn of events. That Fnatic, they're the ones going up against map point on mousesports. So they need to force a second overtime. 3 op spot up, flushed at JW and Olaf, and they can't land the shot. They don't land any picks whatsoever. Dennis is going to use a Molotov just to slow down any kind of B pressure just in case. Olaf is here with the angle, with an AWP, looking for anyone to jump up on platform, but that's not going to happen yet. That's not a mistake mousesports is going to make. But all 5 members of Fnatic, or 4 of them at least, JW was leaning that way, are in these B tunnels.
There'd be a palpable irony about mousesports winning this round and the game, as it would be an exact reflection of the scoreline that we saw at Katowice between these two on this same map. Let's see, though. Olafmeister now has actually decided against going towards B, and he's pressing his way in towards mid. It'll be Chris J watching 5 short. And Olafmeister again going to smoke in towards CT and go for that mid to B play at some stage. Just Biddy will have to be aware and see if he reacts quickly to this one. So 2 smokes put down. Flusher is going to make his way forward. Well-placed Molotov there as well. Will slow him up. And that's Chris J's going to be able to get around the backside. He finds Flusher. That might make things a little bit tricky here for Fnatic, but we thought they were going to go mid to B, and maybe mousesports thought the same, but Fnatic actually pulled back in towards lower tunnels now. JW tries his luck. Shot through mid, not going to connect, and Chris J doesn't quite get the flick angle as well. He's going to be pressed by JW in a second, who does take him out. There's a 4v4. Now Olafmeister actually pressing on towards short. Nico will be there, but he just had his knife out, who's checking out the great skin he got recently on the market instead of checking the spot he needs to be aiming at. So now, you're going to see the push in from Fnatic. It's a Molotov on the ground, and Spitty needs to get there as well. 2 players here for mousesports. Nico, beautiful flick over towards JW. Now it's just Dennis left. Nico, what are you doing? Spitty gets the finish there as well, and mousesports take it away, my lord. Very stately build up to that last round, but Nico is a freak of nature, and he brings it back for mousesports, getting back at Fnatic and turning the tables on the scoreline we saw at Katowice. They'll be very, very happy, Moses, to split the series here.
What is that shot? That second shot that he hits, what a beast.
Oh, man. I really got my blood running. That's insane.
That was sick on itself, but this one here, what is this? The bullet goes sideways.
I'm going to slide out my chair in a second. Oh, my. That was crispy. I like it very much so. Well, I mean, congratulations to mousesports there as well. Against all the odds, you know, I think probably 5 out of 5 of us said that they wouldn't win here and wouldn't even make it close. So excellent work from them. But Nico stepping up, and as he always seems to have to get Mouse over the line. Yeah,
well, it's a step up, not a step up in there after that first map that they just got crushed on, and also just the opening of this map was so one-sided. Fnatic was just so dominant. It didn't look like mousesports had anything. And then what an incredible second half from them to hold on, and then obviously that overtime. And yeah, it is Nico's that star player, but everyone else had their plays that they had to make in that match. You think back, even just Chris J with the Tech 9 round where he almost wins that 1-on-5. He loses it in the end, but the damage that he does forces them to save 2 rounds later. So, I mean, all those little things add up to have that kind of an impact.
That's right. So it's those innocuous actions or behaviors or events that manifest later on down the track in a bigger way. We'll be interested to hear from our friends on the expert desk in a few moments about that one as well, especially Fnatic's CT side. Well, before we go to them, what are your thoughts on that one?
It just looked like they started it out with such a huge lead. They were playing a little bit loose, and by the time they realized they needed to actually shape up and get back into it, it had just kind of slipped out of their grasp a little bit. mousesports had gained some confidence. Yeah,
no doubt about it. I'm still shivering from that last round. Let's pass it over to our experts. Thank you guys as well for watching. It's been a pleasure to be here with Moses. We're packing him off towards the US again tomorrow, but let's go over to our experts. Break it down for us, guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, what a finish. What a finish right there. But honestly, when you were sort of 12-3 first half, you're like, here we go. Okay, this is going to wrap it up quick and early.
I think my brain switched off at that point. I was like, it's Fnatic on Dust2 and Mouse, nowhere to be seen. Fantastic. I blink and suddenly overtime, and then Nico being ridiculous. It was just like, what's happened?
And you know what? We talked about how everybody on the team needed to step up. They kind of did. There was everybody on Mouse had a moment in that game.
Yeah, just over the. I think it's especially in the second half, which is where they finally actually started playing properly. Next got off to a really good start. Him and Chris J, so they kind of led the way because Nico was. It was quiet at the start of it. Obviously, you saw how he ended it, which is what really matters. But no, we actually got to see a game where the 3 star players of mousesports actually came to play.
We also saw Fnatic making some uncharacteristic mistakes in there. That molly into the window rings a bell. You're kind of blocking each other out there in a 2-on-2.
Yeah, not only that, and you can think about, just to give you an idea of how close Fnatic were to ending that game just almost instantly, is they should have won the pistol round.
Yeah,
but Flusha couldn't actually find the bomb under the body of a T. That's
It's
really what it
ridiculous.
came down to. If he gets that defuse, then
It would have been, what, 14-3, could have been 16-3, done.
Yeah.
And
that's just, it's pretty insane that mousesports actually managed to come back off of that, straw.
And I kind of agree with Moses. It felt like once Fnatic realized that actually Mouse were closing in, it was too late to do anything about it. It was like, well, suddenly we've kind of been a little bit, let's say, lackluster or
reckless.
just...
Yeah.
Reckless is the main word if you want to say that. But yeah, it was just that kind of play. It was like they were taking insane challenges. They were doing these kind of like super flashy plays, which are cool, but it's like you still got to close out the game, and if,
when they work, they look amazing.
Exactly,
but if they don't,
it
you look
can
like an
cost
idiot.
you. And then you look at like how they started to piece these rounds together, like when they stacked that B site with the CZs and such, and it was just a complete slaughter. When Fnatic focus, there's no doubting what they can do. But I guess you need to make yourself look like a weak and wounded creature, and then they'll have maybe mercy on you for a couple of rounds, and then you can spring to life and unleash Nico upon them. Like it's the only way you can do it, apparently.
It was actually pretty. That was a well-made decision from mousesports. Basically, they figured out how
to hold Nico back into the
No,
Take him off the leach now!
It's like, no,
pretty much actually figuring out how to attack that B bomb site from Fnatic. It's not often you see Fnatic struggle so hard to actually hold a bomb site on any map, especially one where Crims is at. But they couldn't do anything. I think Crims had maybe 3 frags or something, all up, leading until that very last CZ round of the second half. So he had pretty much no impact, and that was one of the main focuses for mousesports to attack that entire half.
And even in the last round, I think it was JW that pushed through, straight through double doors, went full-on aggressive. And then Chris J came out short and went straight behind him and got him out completely.
Yeah.
But yeah, crazy stuff. Fantastic stuff overall. 1917, exact reverse of what it was in Katowice. See, guys, I tried to push it. I tried to push my point across. Nobody was listening to me. Let's check out the results from tonight. Of course, we started off the night, SK versus Astralis. And it was Astralis very much in dominant form. Train and Mirage 16-7 and 16-5. Then, of course, G2 up against Flipside. Much closer affair on Train, but Overpass was a 16-7. Very dominant stuff. Cash, well, we thought Fnatic were just going to rip through mousesports tonight, didn't we, after that performance? But 19-17 overtime win for mousesports. Only their second of the season and the second defeat for Fnatic. Totally unexpected, no doubt about that. Some fantastic stuff. For you guys, if you want some more Counter-Strike action, well, there is North America. It's actually going on right now. Complexity versus Optic is on. AGG Renegades will follow, and Cloud9 Selfless will follow, despite the fact Cloud9 didn't have a clue that they were playing tonight. Apparently, I don't know how that works out, but anyway. Looking at the Twitter. If you want more Counter-Strike action tomorrow, then the ESL Meisterschaft is happening there. Me and Mitch are going to be delighted to be bringing you that action from the
Meisterschaft.
basically from the cupboard upstairs. And then, of course, we are back on Tuesday, of course, with the ESL Pro League. It is going to be some fantastic games. We're back to 4 in the night, so it should be nice and easy.
Yay.
Navi versus Dignitas, you can see on Mirage and Overpass, and that will be followed by SK versus G2 on Train and Cash. And there'll be no Moses for that one. I think you'll all be delighted to hear. Semler will be back indeed to bring us some of the action.
I miss Moses already.
You're missing him already? So much so, we're going to go out for a few beers. I think that's what we're going to do. I hope you guys will do the same. It's a Sunday night. Some of you may have work in the morning. Drink responsibly. We'll see you Tuesday.